There's a teaching from Jesus that's so powerful, so fundamental to how reality works, that it was hunted down and wiped from the history books. This wasn't some parable for the crowds. Oh no, this was a secret, a guarded truth for his inner circle, and it laid out the very blueprint of human consciousness itself.
Okay, let's just jump right in. This one line from the Forbidden Gospel of Philip just blows up everything we think is real. It says that right here, walking among us, are beings that look human, but they're not the same. They are fundamentally different kinds of consciousness.
So picture the scene. Jesus gets his most trusted disciples together, the ones he called the pneumatics, the spiritual ones. He kneels down, and right there in the sand, he draws 7 simple figures, unlocking a hidden map of humanity that was meant to be buried forever.
Seven distinct types of human. A truth so explosive, Jesus warned them that the forces running this reality, what the Gnostics called the Archons, the prison guards of our world, would spend the next 2,000 years trying to convince you that the 7th type was just a myth.
And look at the symbolism he used. It's brilliant. For the first 3, he drew circles around their feet, tying them to the material world. For the next 2, circles around their heads, trapping them in endless cycles of thought and belief. But for the last 2, he marked their heart, their chest, and drew lines straight up, breaking through the very dome of this reality. So the big question is, if this teaching is real, where did it go? And the answer is chilling. It was burned, systematically. This wasn't some historical accident, you guys. It was a targeted, deliberate campaign designed to hide your own nature from you.
And that's really what it all comes down to, isn't it? Why would you go to such lengths? Why burn entire libraries, smash scrolls, and kill scholars over a simple list? Because it wasn't just a list. It was a key, a master key, to unlocking the whole control system.
Just look at the timeline. Between the 4th and 6th centuries, every single major Gnostic library from Alexandria to Antioch was purged, wiped clean. Gospels like Philip and Thomas were literally cut up, with whole sections removed. By the 6th century, if you even whispered that not all humans were the same, it was a death sentence. And this slide shows you exactly why. On the left, you've got the official story. Everyone is flawed, everyone is the same, and everyone needs saving by some outside force. You need them. But on the right, you have the Gnostic truth. Humanity is a spectrum. Some of us have a divine spark inside that means we don't need saving. Some are a higher consciousness than the very angels that used to control us. Let's just break it down. 3 things happen the moment this knowledge gets out. 1, the entire business of salvation collapses overnight. 2, the whole power structure flips upside down, putting the awakened human at the top. And 3, and this is the one that really terrifies them, the awakened start finding each other, creating a network that the Archons just can't hack. All right, so what is this hidden hierarchy? Let's dive into the first 5 types, the ones that are operating, usually without even knowing it, deep inside the matrix. So at the very base level, you have the hylic, or material types. Think of these as consciousness running almost purely on biology. Survival, getting stuff, social climbing, that's their entire world. The Gnostics said they live as animals, and they didn't mean it as an insult. It was a cold, hard, technical description of their focus. And here's the key thing to get. When you try to talk to them about spiritual stuff, it's not that they get angry. It's that you're met with this blankness, a total void. It's because they literally don't have the inner hardware, the antenna, to pick up signals from outside the material world. They're the foundation of the system, and honestly, they're perfectly happy there. Okay, moving up a level, we get to the psychic types, the soul-based consciousness. Now, these are the people who feel it. They know there's something more. They have a sense of longing. They have weirdly accurate intuitions, vivid dreams, but they're still trapped inside the very belief systems and emotional loops designed to contain that potential. And this is the craziest part. This group includes so many good, moral, deeply religious people. They're serving a higher power, for sure, but their spirituality is all at the soul level. And what that means is, it's still inside the creation of the demiurge, the Gnostic name for the lesser god who built this material world. They're literally worshiping the architect of their own prison. And that is why the Archons cultivate this group more than any other. They produce huge amounts of low-frequency emotional energy. We're talking guilt, fear, longing, shame, all of it. That is the primary food source, the fuel for the parasitic entities that run the Matrix. They feel just enough to suffer, but never enough to actually break free.
Okay, now we cross the line. We are moving from the consciousness that is contained by the system to the consciousness that can dismantle the system. We're talking about the final two types now, the carriers of the pneuma, the divine spark. Type 6 is the Natick in crisis.
Look, if you have ever felt a deep, profound, gut-level wrongness with this world, if you have been through a dark night of the soul that felt like a literal death, you've been here. This is the stage where that divine spark inside you ignites, and it starts burning through all the soul's programming like a wildfire. It's a brutal internal war.
And because this moment is so critical, this is where the Archons throw everything they have at you. We're talking dream manipulation, bizarre health problems that come out of nowhere, the sudden collapse of your most important relationships. Anything and everything to stop the process, because they know if you make it through, they've lost you for good.
And then there's the seventh, the one they tried to erase from memory, the one they are terrified of, the fully embodied pneumatic. And let's be clear, this isn't just an awakened human. This is source consciousness itself, wearing a human body like a suit, here to interact with this reality.
Their immunity isn't some kind of force field, it's much simpler. It's frequency. A Type 7 vibrates so high that the tools of the Matrix, fear, manipulation, division, they just can't lock on. They're on a completely different dimensional channel. The old weapons just don't work anymore.
For a Type 7, the lag time between thought and reality just collapses. Now, this isn't the law of attraction. This is a fundamental change in the operating system. You're not a character in the game reacting to the code anymore. You are the consciousness that writes the code. Reality literally reorganizes itself around you.
And this is what makes them so dangerous. Their mere presence destabilizes the whole Matrix. Their frequency acts like a massive tuning fork, and it starts to activate the dormant sparks in everyone around them. They don't have to preach, they don't have to convert anyone. Their very existence is the trigger for a chain reaction of awakening.
This says it all, really. The whole idea of a fight is an illusion. It's a game for the lower types. The seventh type just gets it. The only way to win is to become so different, so vibrationally transformed, that the control system can't even see you anymore.
So let's bring this all home. This isn't ancient history. This is an instruction manual for right now. We're moving from just explaining this stuff to recognizing it in yourself.
The real question isn't about learning something you didn't know. It's about remembering who you've been this entire time. These aren't traits you need to go out and get. They are signs of an identity that's been waiting right under the surface.
So ask yourself, have you always been immune to peer pressure? Do you have a core, unshakable knowing that you don't really die? Do electronics and batteries drain or glitch out when you're around because your own energy field is too strong? Have you survived things that doctors said were impossible? And have you noticed that people have these huge life-changing breakthroughs just from being around you? If so, you're not learning this. You're remembering.
They burned the libraries, they killed the teachers, they twisted the teachings and turned self-knowledge into the ultimate sin. They did everything they possibly could to erase the evidence, but they made one fatal mistake. They couldn't erase you. You are the living text. You are the proof.
And this right here, this is the simple math that terrifies them. The Archons can handle a few isolated awakenings. They can play firefighter. What they have absolutely no defense for is a geometric expansion. One fully activated Type 7 resonates 3 Type 6s into finishing their journey. Those 3 then activate 5 Type 5s. It's a cascade. It's a tidal wave of consciousness, and they are powerless to stop it. This is why they hid the knowledge. This is why they fear this exact moment in time. Because the instant you recognize what you really are, their game is over. The evidence was erased, but you know. The texts were burned, but you remember. They spent 2,000 years making sure the 7th type would never, ever discover itself. And right now, you just did.